first time going into a fight with two belts sitting in front of you like this. This is everything you dreamed of, right? So how good does it make you feel?
It's make me smile when I see two belts here. Yesterday, we walked to the face-to-face. They just give me one belt. I'm a little bit upset now and good.
Speaking of the face-off yesterday, Ian was in here earlier, and he said he felt nervous energy from you in the face-off and that you didn't want to be there. What did you make of that? What do you make of those comments from him?
Man, I don't know how I just not like something I want to go there. Like I've been there before also, and I don't see anything from his eyes. I just see his eyes, and I'm not nervous. This is like my second fight week in my life where I'm enjoying every moment.
Before we start, I just want to make one thing abundantly clear. I've got the biggest fight of my life this weekend. I am absolutely, completely focused on the fight. So let's stick to the professional stuff. Yeah? Stick to the fighting. Let's talk about the fighting. Let's talk about Islam. Let's talk about the fight. Nothing else.
Well, Ian, to go off of that, I guess, the first time we saw you at MSG, you were kind of you had this plan to get the title. You were speaking as if it was inevitable. So now we're only a few days away from you getting to achieve that dream. Has it hit you? Has it dawned on you? Or do you finally have to treat this as a normal fight week, preparing not only for the title fight, but the #1 fighter in the world?
That's a great question. I knew from the moment I started this sport, I knew the talent that I had. And I knew that with all the talent, the discipline, the sacrifice, and the hard work that I knew I would put in, I knew I would get here. And I have gotten here. And nobody in the world has deserved a world title shot more than me. It still hasn't hit me yet. I still think it's going to be Friday when it hits me, and I'm like, all right, this is it. He's here. There's no more to do. There's no more weight cutting. There's no nothing, no media. It's just show up, face off at the ceremonials, and then I know tomorrow I fight him. I think then it will kind of come to reality that it's real. But I've always said I want to fight the toughest fighters in the world, the best fighters in the world, because that's how you become great. You leave no question marks, no excuses. I have fought some of the greatest fighters walking this planet right now at welterweight. And it's going to be a great honor to go out there and compete against Islam, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet, a two-weight world champion. His legacy is set in stone. Do you know what I mean? He's done so much in this sport. But beating him, it's exactly the challenge I would want.
Was the last one the first?
Yeah, the last one and this one.
Yeah, and a lot of people are talking about what you two would look like next to each other. Is he much bigger than you? It didn't seem like he was that much taller. Did you notice that as well?
Yeah, I tell the Rizwan, UFC have to check my tall again because it was 10 years ago first time. Now I'm a little bit taller.
Also, at the face-off yesterday, apparently Ian's son is a big fan of yours, and he wanted to meet you, and he started crying when he couldn't. What do you think of that, and will you give him the opportunity to meet you this week?
Yeah, sure, we will meet him. I don't see him there, but I make him happy.
Ian, you had a face-off with Islam last night on the Rocky steps and everything. Any takeaways from that? Does he look like a true welterweight now to you, and was that your first time ever seeing him in person?
No. Second time I've ever seen him in person. The first time I seen him in person was backstage at Vegas. And him and his team were shouting at, I think it was Nick or Nate Diaz. There was a little bit of beef backstage. And I remember just turning to him and going, hey, brother, don't waste your time. And that was it. And he was like, hey, that was it. That's the only ever interaction I've ever had with him. I don't even know if he remembers it, but it was just like, you don't need to waste your time, my friend. No, look, he's not going to be undersized when it comes to weight. There's not going to be any difference from a strength point of view. He's going to be strong. He's going to weigh the same as me. However, I physically couldn't make 155. So when we talk about natural welterweights, I'm bigger. I couldn't make the weight he used to make. So size-wise, people are talking about it online. It doesn't correlate for me the same way. I think it's more stylistically this fight is interesting than size. If anything, me being tall is better for him because there's more room for him to get under, to get to my leg. There's more leg to get. Do you know what I mean? So I just kind of felt like yesterday he didn't want to be there. He didn't want to be at the face-off. I sensed a little bit of like nervous energy from him, but those face-offs, they're fake. They're for social media. They're for Instagram. They're for obligations. They're not for us. The face-off that matters to me is Friday, when we've made weight, we've done all the hard work, we show up in front of the fans, and it's the last time we get to look at each other before we meet in the octagon. That's the one that matters to me.
Right here. Ian was in here, and he said that his fight against you, he feels, is the highest level of martial artists competing against each other, you versus him, that we've had in a long time. So when you do watch Ian's skill set and tape and everything, is he that skilled and possibly the most skilled opponent you've had?
I don't know. Maybe like in the welterweight, if you watch the last fight, Mandalena, it's like more boxer. But I think Ian have more skills. You know, he's good in the striking. He have good wrestling defense. But he have some weak point. He's not completely like 100% like myself. But he's good. It's gonna be good fight, and I saw he have like good takedown defense, and I have some things I have some key to beat him easy.
To become the champion of the world.
Well, to go off of that, when I feel like no one would have complained if you got a title shot, maybe even a couple fights ago, especially when you weighed in as the backup in Montreal. Obviously, that was Jack Bilal, but now it's Islam. Like, it's just kind of a different aura during a fight week for him. Is this best case scenario, like getting, like I said, not just fighting for the title, but the guy?
Winning a world title in the UFC is amazing. Doesn't matter who you beat to become the world champion. You're forevermore a UFC world champion. But just like when Conor McGregor beat Jose Aldo, who hadn't been beaten 10 years, there was a different, okay, this is legit. I get the same opportunity to fight the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet, a man who is on a record-setting win streak that we haven't seen since the great Anderson Silva. So for me to go out there against him, who many consider to be a generational talent, they're starting to talk about him in the GOAT conversation. For me to go out there and have that as the challenge that I have to go out and beat to prove not only I'm the champion of the world, but I really, truly am the best on the planet. It's exactly what I want.
So how do you see the fight playing out in your mind?
People are talking about it being an interesting fight, but the truth is it's such a black and white fight. He has to get me down. I have to keep it on the feet. However, it's the most elite of both of those worlds. He is unbelievably good when he grabs a hold of people, and I am unbelievably good at moving around on the feet and being the best striker in the world. So it's how do we get our games going to win the fight? Who's going to control the fight? Who's going to get the fight where they want it to be, keep it where they want it to be? Can he grab a hold of me, keep a hold of me, get me to the ground, hold me down? Can I stop him taking me down? Can I keep the movement? Can I keep hitting him, keep hurting him? And that's the fight. But I believe it's the most elite version of a striker versus a grappler that we've ever seen in the sport. I think it's the next generation of what MMA has turned into, because Islam is no slouch on the feet. Look at what he did to Jack Della Maddalena. Like, the guy can strike, but we don't talk about it because he's so good at the grappling. And for me, it's very simple. He is a phenomenal fighter in every facet of the game, as am I. And I think this is one of the most well-rounded fights we've ever seen in the UFC, full stop.
Islam, Ian said that his last 4 opponents are much better than your last 4 opponents. I'm curious if you agree with that assessment and what you think of the people that he has faced.
Last 4? Before he said last 5. And I've said, like, why he don't respect his teammate Charles Oliveira. Now he say, why will last 4? I don't know. When he have good opponents, he just lose. That's it. When he have Shavkat, if he talk too much, just look at your fight. That guy beat you 4 rounds. That's it.
Earlier today, Ian said that he beat Shavkat for 24 minutes. Was it right? Yeah. Oh, Carlos, excuse me.
He just Carlos.
Yeah, sorry about it.
He can beat Carlos, but he can beat everyone. But I'm not same like that, guys. I'm different.
Do you agree with, I saw your manager say this, do you agree that Ian is going to run from you throughout the fight?
Sure, he has same style or every fight. He just run back and he just working for the point. I don't remember when he finished someone last time.
What about tomorrow? What are your expectations from the press conference? Are you like expecting to go back and forth with him, to be very respectful?
I think Islam's a funny dude. I like his comments. I think he's got a great dry humor with the kind of the language barrier that he has. I think it's hilarious. It comes across great. Yeah, look, I have no problems with Islam. There's all respect from a competitive point of view. There always is. If he says anything that steps out of line in my book, then he's opening up a door for me to go in, and I don't want to do that. Does that make sense? There's too much negativity in this sport. There's too much of a bad energy at times. We always want to talk about someone in a negative light. Oh, this person said this. What do you think? Oh, he's this, he's that. It's gone should be the days of negativity, and let's just speak about people in positive light. So I don't want that to go that way. I don't want any negativity. Let's focus on the fight. There's history to be made on both sides of the octagon. You know, he's the greatest lightweight champion we've ever seen. He's a two-weight world champion, and if he can win this fight on Saturday night, he breaks the longest consecutive win streak in UFC history. On my side, I'm trying to achieve the dream that I had as a 16-year-old kid from Dublin, Ireland, of becoming the UFC champion. Not only that, I'm also, with a win, the most victorious Irishman in UFC history, and I break Conor McGregor's wins at the moment. So there's history on both sides of the octagon. I want to create mine and stop his, and we don't need to do anything else other than just fight on Saturday night. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. If you win this fight, do we have to change the nickname? Because I guess the future would be now, right? Or do you?
No, the future's inevitable, buddy. The future's in 5 minutes' time. If we want to walk outside and have a fight in 5 minutes, it's inevitable. I'm going to be there. Let's go. It's never going to change. If anything, it'll just pass on to the little terror that's running around this hotel this week, to little Leander. He's 100% a fighter, and I'm excited to see that future play out.
Ian.
Last one from me. What do you make of Ian as a person, right? Sometimes he does interviews and says things and people react badly. I'm curious if you ever watch his interviews and what you think of Ian.
Can you repeat the question?
What do you think of Ian as a person? Sometimes he does interviews.
Person?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's good person, good guy, but he act like he's like bad boy, something like this. But I tell in the interview also, we will make him humble, we will make him good guy.
Right here. You talked about how this is pretty black and white, you know, striker versus grappler, maybe the most extreme example of that in UFC history. But if he does bring it to the areas that he's good at, to the ground, how comfortable are you dealing with that? And also, do you feel like you still, after all these years, don't get enough credit for your grappling?
Grab my leg and find out.
Thanks.
It's that simple. I've trained with Damian Maia. I've been training with Charles Oliveira. I've got John Hathaway in the back there. Absolute legends. I have prepared the best I possibly can for this fight. There is no stone unturned. I am ready for everything. Grab my leg and let's find out.
Islam over here. So what was your reaction when you heard you're going to be headlining this event here in Philadelphia for their first UFC event in 7 years?
Reaction? I don't know. Reaction, I just, because, last 2 camp I did in New Jersey, and I just check how far the New Jersey from Philly, I was like very happy because I like to stay in New Jersey because we have great team there, gym there, and I love to training in New Jersey, and that's it.
And when you're looking at your opponent, what do you think will be your biggest challenge going against him?
No, it's not going to be my biggest challenge. He just good, I give him respect. He have good skills, but everybody knows my game, and we'll see how he prepare for that.
Hey, Ian over here. Well, kind of a fun one. When you fought D-Rod, you sent pizza to his room during his weight cut. So have you found any, halal safe spots to order from for Islam?
No, I don't want him missing weight. I don't want any excuses. Not this time. D-Rob is a bit of fun. Islam, strictly professional. Show up on weight, no excuses, because I want to win this the right way.
There you go. And obviously, the nickname, the future, and all that. You talked about the future, your son and all that. But now that the future is here, your title shot just a couple days away, does the moment feel the way you imagine it would?
I think it will kick in when it gets wrapped around my waist. When that belt gets wrapped around my waist, I think then I'll go, wow, this is really it. But I'm too focused right now to think about the moment. I've been in big stage after big stage, massive fight after massive fight, short notice fights. I've done it all in this sport at the moment, and I'm used to this expectation, this pressure, these big lights. If anything, I thrive off it. So the bigger the energy in the stadium, the bigger the stage, the brighter I shine.